I will gladly.
Yeah, I don't
yet
have
again.
any other option.
No, you got it, bro. And gladly because I like some company.
Okay, good.
But do you notice something different about me?
Is the bow in your hair?
Yeah, no, it's not even a bow. It's just like a cute little thing I did.
Oh, that's so
Because
cute.
honestly, I've been watching Call Me Bae
Oh.
trailer and
Oh.
teaser and everything on Instagram, and I'm just like, have you seen?
Inspired?
So inspired. Like, Ananya is killing it.
Really?
Yeah. Ananya Panday, I'm not sure you know her, but like she is like this Nepo product or whatever, and she gets a lot of flack for
She is
that.
Chunky
But I feel
Pandey's
like
daughter.
she is his daughter, and that I got to know much later. But so the thing is, I feel like she is one girl who's been making the right choices in her movies. And now, like, Call Me Bae releases on September 6th.
Yeah.
I feel like it's one that I'm like really, really wanting to
Looking
watch.
forward to.
Yeah.
But before we get more into that, do you want to introduce ourselves?
Hi.
So, hi, welcome to our podcast.
Welcome to our podcast. I'm Neequ.
I'm Mash.
And
We're going to be talking about some fun culture, gossip things.
hope it's everything you guys are interested in.
Yes. So, coming back to Call Me Bae with Ananya Panday.
Yes.
I have seen the trailer and I'm very excited for it. It looks
I'm so
right up her
excited.
alley.
It does, right? Like, and especially the one she did before also. It
Yeah.
was called, I think, Kho Gaye Hum Kahan.
Yeah.
And it was all about like Gen Z and their relationship with social media.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was such a good movie in terms
Yeah.
of like relatability, maybe not even content as such. It was like every character had so much we could like see ourselves in.
Yes.
And I feel like she's doing a good job there. But like the comment section, did you see that on the trailer?
On Call Me Bae?
Yeah, on Call
I
Me
did
Bae.
not.
Oh
I
my
just
God,
watched the
okay,
trailer.
so
I was like very obsessed with the trailer.
Same, but then it was, and I could also see the comments. A lot of people were saying that it's like Two Broke Girls or Schitt's Creek.
Oh, yes.
And
yes.
Emily in Paris, like
Okay.
all of these shows put together.
Yeah.
That's what basically the
Yeah.
trailer is all about. And I was like, okay, I see it, but also, I mean, you know what? Like sometimes you need a Bollywood version of all these.
For sure. It's that very recurring theme of, rich girl goes broke or like rich person goes broke.
Exactly, yeah.
But I'm interested to see Bollywood's take on it, and especially Ananya Pandey's take on it, because she does come from a lot of privilege to begin with, and she's kind of portraying that. In real life, I could never imagine Ananya Panday, Chunky Pandey's daughter, going broke.
I know what you're saying, but
Yeah.
like, okay, what's your take on nepotism overall?
I don't support it, is the thing.
I mean,
And
I don't think anybody should.
I'm not for that take. When people are like, oh, but, doctors' kids also become doctors. That's different. You go through rigorous med school to become a doctor, whereas your dad's like Anil Kapoor or your dad's Chunky Pandey, and you'll get a movie like that. So,
I get that, but at the same time, I also think there are like tiers, right?
Sure.
There's like tiers in Bollywood. So there's superstar celebrities who'll have their kids and
Yeah.
they're insanely privileged. For example, Aishwarya's daughter, because I mean, her grandfather is Amitabh Bachchan.
Yeah.
Father is Abhishek Bachchan.
Sure.
That's daughter of Aishwarya, and like that's insane, right? So that would be like a different category altogether.
Yeah.
Then there's like supporting cast, where I think Chunky Pandey would be there.
Kind of.
I mean, he
Chunky
hasn't
Pandey
had
was
his
big in
peak,
his own day.
I mean, sure, but he hasn't had his peak on the same level as like maybe Shah Rukh Khan or Amitabh Bachchan.
Sure,
Like that is there.
Yeah.
And then there's like also Vicky Kaushal, who's also a Nepo baby in that way, but his dad was
Is
literally
he?
is, but his dad was
Oh.
a stuntman on the
Oh.
sets. So I feel like when you have like these varying levels of class dynamics also, that needs to come into play too.
But I don't know if Chunky Pandey would be called like varying levels of class dynamics, right? Because Ananya
Agreed.
Pandey is still like hanging out with the same circles. Like she's with
That is
Sara
true.
Ali Khan and she's with Khushi Kapoor and
Yeah.
Shah Rukh Khan's daughter,
Yeah.
whose name I'm completely forgetting right now.
Sahana.
Khan. I
Oh,
should
really
not have
like
forgotten
Sahana.
that.
No, I get that also, but I feel like, okay, if you take this on a more broader level,
Sure.
I think the problem isn't with nepotism as such, because if there was a coal miner and if his son was also a coal miner, you wouldn't have a problem with that. No, but the
Coal
thing is,
miners aren't benefiting in ways that
what I'm
celebrities
saying.
are.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not about nepotism as such, because literally defined, that's what it means.
Sure.
But it actually is all about the wealth that you accumulate over time and the fame you accumulate as a result of that, which really makes other people envious and makes like, people who are struggling and want to make big on their own, it makes them feel like they're at a disadvantage, which is completely fair. But so that also that all of that comes from capitalism, as opposed to like, I'm so sorry, but
This
it
is
is
like
deep
a
rooted.
social science class.
It is, but like I'm just saying, like you think you don't like an actor's son or like whatever.
Sure.
But it's really not about that. It's about the bigger things at play, because otherwise you would not like you have all these politicians who are in every country, like, you know, they have legacy families, and
then that's not fair either.
that's what I'm saying, like, then none of it is fair, but then there's so much that you wouldn't complain about.
I get it.
I don't know how to explain it, but like on very literal terms, what nepotism means, you wouldn't have a problem with that in every context.
Yeah.
But
I feel in some certain contexts, it just makes a bigger
agree.
impact.
Of
like
course
Sonia Hussain, I don't know if you saw her. She was on Ushna Shah's talk show, and she's a Pakistani actor. They're both Pakistani actors, and she said nepotism and some other things are excuses that actors, you know, make for not getting roles, and that's not true. That is a legitimate thing that hinders people, I think.
Yeah. No, of course. And the most annoying bit that I feel like is when you don't even acknowledge it. The worst is that, like, Dakota Johnson, I watched her interview some time ago, and she was just like, oh, I've just stopped I've stopped paying attention to all of that because I'm a Nepo baby, and what about it? So I don't like that attitude. Like, of course, be very mindful.
Yeah. No, I think that's so important. Being mindful and like acknowledging your privilege.
Yeah.
Especially as someone who's constantly in the spotlight, I think is,
I agree. And also, if you take away from it, like, if there was no nepotism in that way, like, we wouldn't have Alia Bhatt, bro. She's given some... She's been insane in the movies. I'm just saying, like, there'd be so many nepotistic products. I don't know if that's a word, but like, you know, they've all given like a lot of bangers.
I feel like you're right, because Alia Bhatt's really come into her own, as in like she's really grown as an actor.
That's true.
That's not necessarily true for all actors.
I agree.
You know,
I agree.
Some of them don't like Aditya Chopra's brother. Have you watched The Romantics? It's great. You need to.
Romantic.
Yeah.
I've seen The Romantics.
Adi Chopra's brother.
Adi Chopra, yeah.
Uday Chopra. He never really achieved anything as an actor, but he still is so high up, right? He's doing he's a producer for their international side. So it's a bit of a weird.
It is. No, I completely understand that also. But just to like be fair, if I'm in that position, I'm coming from like an empathetic point of view, if you may. And, you know, I've grown up, like when I was really little, my dad would pick me up sometimes from school, and I would go to his office and I would sit in his seat and I would drink juice all day, and I would have so much fun doing that. And I feel like with these star kids, their parents would just pick them to take them to like their film sets. And that's where they grew up. And I feel like when your worldview is so... It's
centered around that.
It's so centered around that. Like, how do you practically kind of separate the two?
Sure.
That's the only thing that I'm like, okay. It almost makes sense that like Sridevi's daughter wants to be another Sridevi.
Yeah.
It's just...
No, but my favorite part, तुमने वो देखा था जो the end of the trailer for Call Me Bae, where the guard says,
I love that.
What does the guard say?
He says, जहाँ पे आपकी struggle खत्म होती है वहाँ पे हमारे सपने शुरू होते हैं. Something
which was a reference to what an actress said to Ananya Panday. Siddhant.
He said
that was really funny.
That was too good. And also I love that Ananya can take a joke on herself.
Yeah. So nepotism aside, like I am still looking forward to it, and I think it's gonna be funny.
It will.
And gonna be a good time. We're gonna watch it, and then we'll probably talk about it also.
We will. I definitely will.
Definitely. So talking of TV shows.
Yep.
Have you watched Humsafar? I mean, who hasn't watched Humsafar? You know, it's one of Pakistan's most iconic TV shows, if not the most iconic TV show.
Agree.
Humsafar is getting an adaptation in India as a stage play. So talks are still happening, but
with
that's
Fawad Khan.
No. Fawad Khan's not going to be. Yeah, no. I'm sorry to disappoint. It's just going to be like an adaptation. It's going to be an adaptation.
That is not very fun.
Hum TV is allegedly involved, according to, you know, the Indian side. This Indian actor Imran Zahid confirmed it. So let's see. Pakistan hasn't confirmed it, but Indian media has reported it. And the interesting part is it's all for free. So they're not going to charge for tickets.
How does that work?
It's to promote peace.
Okay.
So to promote peace between India and Pakistan.
I did read somewhere. That they're... Oh, but I didn't know it was about like Humsafar, the play itself. But I did read that last year, this person wanted to petition, like they went to the court, to Bombay High Court, and they were like... You know,
Bombay High Court and then the Indian Supreme Court also. Yeah. Where they wanted a ban on Pakistani artists. Yeah.
Any collaboration with Pakistani artists, like Indians couldn't have that, but then it was dismissed.
Yep.
Thankfully.
Both the pleas were rejected.
Yeah, both the pleas were rejected. And then now this is happening as like a token of appreciation, like celebration.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. I think some peace is very necessary between...
It is necessary. And honestly, like, sometimes I feel like I might have been on the wrong side of the border.
I don't think you can say that.
I don't think I can say that. Please cut this. Because I'm so Bolly in my core. And I really would love to see some more collaboration, Like I love those days. Back in the day, I was just looking at some reel and it was Humayun Saeed and Shah Rukh Khan and they're performing together. And I was like,
I love that.
I don't
feel
have
like
any
culture is
recollection.
such a good way to promote peace and just the entertainment industry, because we both have, well, I mean, their entertainment industry is thriving a little bit more,
Exactly.
But it's fun
And
to see
art knows no
collaboration.
boundaries.
It's fun to listen to Atif Aslam, sing while Saif Ali Khan is on screen. It's so
swear.
fun.
I swear. No,
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
Same thoughts.
So I hope there's a way where we can watch it in Pakistan also, the adaptation, if it happens, like a Instagram
agree.
live or something.
I agree.
That would be really cool.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
And also for free.
Also because promoting peace, it should be for free. But moving away from all things Pakistan and India, Brad Pitt went on a double date with George Clooney. What's up there?
Oh my God. Okay, there's too much happening there. So Brad Pitt is seeing this girl that he's gone public with now. Her name is Ines de Ramon. If I'm saying that right.
She's a Swiss jewelry
She is like,
designer.
she has this, jewelry designer. And she is 34 years old.
How old is Brad Pitt again?
60.
Oh.
Surprise, surprise. Okay. Another Hollywood man.
Of course.
Yeah. So anyway, that's there. And they were caught like having this double date with George and Amal Clooney at the Venice Film Festival.
Sure.
They were on this like taxi boat sort of a thing where they were like seen enjoying, and they were also together because they're promoting this film, Wolves.
Yeah.
Which is releasing soon. So thoughts?
I don't know. Like, I understand where you're coming from, and like she is half his age.
Yeah.
But there's also, I feel like, a certain credibility that you need to give to women, because she's not underage, right? She's not in her 20s. She's 30. She has a fully developed brain. Like she can make proper decisions on her own. So I don't see that much of a problem with it. And he's also not Leonardo DiCaprioing it, where like 25 and like you're out.
Yeah,
you know?
Of course. I mean, that is like another category of pattern that I wouldn't want to. Yeah.
And it's not like a 40-year age gap. I mean, it's
still,
a pretty steep
it's still
gap.
26.
Yeah.
When she was in primary school, he was 36 years old.
Like that.
That's true. Like he's a 36-year-old like a man.
Like a man.
In primary school. That is crazy.
That's true.
For me, it's also like when you make headlines after like such a long time, and it also kind of reminds me of all the other men your age, like Leo or Johnny Depp even.
Sure.
And like, a couple of them who've like had these girlfriends, all these young model-esque, like so.
Yeah.
You know the type that I'm talking about. They're almost interchangeable with each other.
Sure.
They look a certain way. They're all aged, more or less.
Their 20s and 30s.
They are in their like 20s and 30s. And I feel like that in itself is so, don't you, like, I feel like it is still grooming in some ways. Maybe not in this specific case with Brad Pitt, but I feel like.
No, definitely. That is something that's very prevalent in Hollywood, I feel.
It is. Yeah. And like Hollywood men just in general need to stop dating women.
Would you say the same thing about Ranbir and Alia? He was a whole adult when he met her as a kid. They have pictures like that,
I would, honestly. And also not just because of the age difference, which is 11 years. It's also the fact that Alia just grew up being in love with him, deluded by the idea of like, whatever he was in the movies and stuff, because she said it in her interviews also repeatedly. So I feel like, and even by the way, Brad Pitt, like Angelina Jolie and him, they had an 11-year age gap also. Yeah. So it's not the first time he's doing it either.
Shows a pattern.
So I'm like, it is a pattern. And it's like, there's a fetish, I can't say it, like, you just know it. The same goes for Alia and Ranbir, I feel. Like, I don't think I could overlook age gap until and unless it was literally 50 and 40, maybe.
Man, I don't want to be too much of a devil's advocate, and I'm really going off about this. But like, do we give women that same treatment then, because Priyanka and Nick, and Priyanka is so much older. I don't know if you know Aaron Taylor Johnson and his wife. She is like 20, 30 years older than him. She's much, and they got together when he was like 19. So, and then I feel like we don't kind of see that, or that like slips away.
So for me, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, it's not the same thing. Like an older man with a younger woman is not the same as an older woman being with a younger man. Like it'll just, the power dynamics will always be lopsided. I mean, that's
a spicy take.
That is.
I mean, I guess gender plays a big role in it. Sure.
Yeah, it does, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
Hot take, I must say. Coming to like more of music side of things.
Yes, I have heard Oasis is making a comeback.
The Wonderwall band?
Yeah, that's all I know
Name
about them, honestly.
one song other than Wonderwall that Oasis did.
I'm low-key embarrassed.
No, I can't. That's the joke. No one knows.
No, I think
we're too Gen Z for Oasis, for anything other than Wonderwall.
No, I agree.
The first time I ever heard Wonderwall, by the way, was when One Direction covered it on X Factor.
I wish One Direction came back together, honestly. Like,
I would pay
that's a lot more relevant to my life.
Yeah.
Like, I need the comebacks to be something that'll, invoke something in me. Even Strings, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that broke up hurt me, yaar. Kyun kiya unhone?
Not fair.
But now I'm just like, acha, this is happening. Maybe people older are interested.
Sure. I think they are. I think they really are, because they sold out really fast.
That's true.
And now they've added more dates to their London shows. So, because they had like phenomenal demand, apparently.
I mean, okay. I also read somewhere Louis Tomlinson wanted to get a hold of the tickets, but he was like, I waited in line or whatever, and I didn't get anything. And he said this on like British Grand Prix that just happened in like July or something. And he was like, I'm really dying to go. I'm such a fan. And I was like, I'm your fan. Like,
Can you do it?
Can you do it?
Can you do it?
How about you and Zen get together?
How about you and Zen bury the hatchet? Please.
Listen, I think we're going to get trolled for this. I don't even think it's on the same level of comparison. Like,
Oasis and One Direction. I thought you meant Zen and Louis Tomlinson.
No. I just meant like, the bands.
Yeah, no, I think
like we'll get trolled by Oasis fans, because that's like, the better kind of music, like high-end music in that way.
I think Noel and Liam, who are the brothers behind Oasis, like to think that, but I don't think it's necessarily highbrow music. But
I agree with you, but there's this general perception of how like the more niche and the more like
older the band
and like if you still listen to those, then you're still like an OG, and I get that in some ways when it's like when you're not trying to be pretentious, but sometimes it's just like, bro, like get for real, it's a Brat Summer.
100%. Brat Summer is still going on. No, it's actually over, but
it's kind of
but no, I think there's a lot of hype for Oasis's concert, but if One Direction did a reunion, girl,
I swear, and so many are.
It would be more hype, I think.
Yeah,
all the girlies would go crazy.
Yeah, they would. I would go.
Yeah, definitely. We'd take time off. You wouldn't see any podcasts. We'd go. We'd be there.
We'd fully be there.
Yeah, podcast from a One Direction concert.
But
also music. Adele's going on a break. Did you see that?
I did see that clip that went viral. But I couldn't get much of it. And I was like, I understood that she's trying to like take a break or whatever, but I really wish I knew a bit more about her personal context or something to like.
Because she said she spent 7 years building her life. So now she wants to live it. And she's been on tour for like more than a year now. She is... At the end of November, she'll have played 100 shows. And she does residencies, which basically is where you stay in a city and play like multiple shows. So she's been doing that. Now in Munich, she said she's going to take a break. And she said, you're not going to see me for a very long time.
Oh no, I'm so sad.
That's sad for all Adele lovers, sad music lovers.
So not going to see her in terms of like the concerts she does, or is she not going to produce?
She's not going to do anything. Like she wants to, apparently
she's taking a sabbatical.
Yeah. She told the publication that she wants to move away from music now. So
move away from music.
She wants to like pursue other interests.
Okay.
So let's see where we see her.
That's
but music she's not going to do for a while.
I hope like, she does this for herself.
Okay.
No matter like what.
I thought you were going to say, I hope that's me, that you like move away from your job.
No, I just meant like, I hope she is like, she is able to recuperate and recompose herself and find things that, you know, I mean, I'm sure life is more about all that you gain from fame. I wouldn't know.
Hopefully we'll get
Adele knows.
Hello again, you know.
Hopefully
she'll say hello again.
I hope it's also not like me taking a break from Instagram, like that detox I try to do every like
It lasts 12 hours.
I
and
lost
she's
12 hours
back
and
on
I'm back.
Instagram.
I'm back.
Love that. But I think that's all we have for today.
Really? That is it? Oh, okay.
Do you wanna talk some more?
I just like
you have
talking,
more gossip.
bro. I really don't. Like maybe personal now.
I think you can tell me that in the car.
I can
all
tell
the
you that
personal
on the way
gossip.
back home.
Yeah.
That is what we're going to talk about.
Definitely. But that's all for today.
See you guys. Thank
See you guys
for
next
watching.
time. Same place, FM 89. Tune in next week. Bye.
Bye.